Gwyneth used to sit out of gym class whenever she could. Her phys ed marks always brought down her grade point average, but Gwyneth rationalized the trade-off as a fair one. She figured that the obligatory laps that the phys ed instructor drilled the class with would never come in handy beyond high school. This morning, Gwyneth's wishing she'd been a tad more grade-conscious. In the quiet moments before the inevitable detection by the men in the car, Gwyneth recalled the day she told her very conservative Catholic parents that she was 4 months pregnant, and the quiet rage and shame she heard in their voices when they addressed her from that moment on. She cried herself to sleep, praying over and over, "Let this be the worst it gets." When she awoke in time to see the men beheading her mother over her father's corpse, Gwyneth was too terrified to mark the irony.
May the Lord fill you with his holy trust, offering absolution for the trespasses you're about to confess. Turn not a blind eye to his infinite mercy, but instead see with a pure heart the grace his sacrament of penance bestows on you.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been far too long since my last confession. 6 months ago, my girlfriend left me.
Ah, the broken-hearted. Why is it you remember the Lord only after your significant others have forgotten you?
Actually, Father, that's why I'm here. You see, I'm having a hard time remembering the Lord.
Son, what you're going through is fairly common. When one feels their life is damaged in some way, their first instinct is to reach out to God. And because you're perhaps not as ardent in your relationship with the Lord when you're in a more corporal relationship, you feel the pangs of what we call Catholic guilt. A guilt that often manifests itself in a crisis of faith. That's what I'm here for.
No, not now.
God's here for you.
3 blocks away. A girl. No more than 16, judging from that heartbeat. And a baby. Maybe 2 months old or so. But what really has my attention is that Lincoln rushing her, doing about 90.
What the faithful of the late 20th century tend to forget is that the Lord heals all who see him, more so than the latest self-help tome or the spiritualist of the month possibly can. All it requires is a leap of faith.
Graphic Audio presents Marvel's Daredevil, Guardian Devil. Adapted from the graphic novel by Kevin Smith and Joe Quesada. Copyright Marvel. Directed and adapted for graphic audio by Richard Rowan. With performances by Jonathan Feuer, Danny Stoller, Andy Clements, Colleen Delaney, Chris Genebach, Blythe Coons, Bill Gillette, Robbie Gay, Gregory Waddell, Tia Shearer, Tim Getman, Alyssa Wilmoth, Tony Nam, Andy Brownstein, Jennifer Hopkins, Nick DePinto, Matthew Bassett, Kimberly Gilbert, Casey Platt, Gregory Linnington, James Lewis, Britt Herring, Elizabeth Jernigan, Tim Carlin, Laura C. Harris, and Richard Rowan.
All it requires is a leap of faith.
When I was a child, I lost my sight, thanks largely to a good deed. Later in life, I continued the trend by becoming 1, a lawyer by day, and 2, a costumed crime fighter by night. From 9 to 5, my name's Matt Murdock. After that, I go by Daredevil. The same accident that took my sight more than compensated for it with what you might call preternatural enhancement of every other sense, to the point where spatial perception isn't a hindrance, it's one of my greatest assets. For instance, I can hear on the street below the girl with the baby in her arms being chased down by a large sedan. The arrogance of John Q. Average Thug never ceases to amaze me. Don't these people read the papers or watch the news, or even trade stories in a seedy bar somewhere?
How is it they're never apprised of the fact that the kitchen is under my protection?
The costume is lined with a meticulously